Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Picks and Sticks podcast, a fun music podcast where four great friends talk about the music, bands, and songs that they love. I'm Moro.
I'm Gordo.
I'm Cecil.
And I'm Huff.
And this is Picks and Sticks.
On this episode of the podcast, we have our first singer smackdown, Brian Johnson versus Bon Scott.
Oh, nice.
Oh, shit. Well, we're back at the Picks and Sticks palatial studios.
Back in black, perhaps.
We are back in black. You didn't get the memo. You were in burgundy, but anyway. I love what you've done with the place more. Are these new chairs? New chairs? No?
No.
Really?
It's just been so long.
Oh. I thought these were new chairs.
Very plush.
They're not reupholstered?
No, okay. Yeah, well, it's been a while. So thanks for hanging in there, everybody. And really, other than that, I don't really have much to say. We have no excuses. We don't really want to
Do what we want, man.
Yeah, we're just doing what we want. Do we want to start out with the sad news? Get that out of the way, and then we'll.
I think we do
we'll
the
roll
sad
on.
news, yeah.
All right.
Go ahead.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Why is it me?
Because I can't remember his last name.
Oh fucking
my God.
Gary Rosington.
Yes,
Rossington.
Gary Rossington from Leonard
All right.
Skinner passed away recently.
Last living member, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
That I don't know. I didn't research that.
He was the last original Leonard Skinner.
Yes, I believe so.
The last
Yeah.
original member?
Yeah.
Survived the plane crash.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's
crazy.
crazy. Anyone that survives a plane crash, it's crazy.
Yeah, especially when you crash the way they did.
In trees.
Yeah, so, and it's funny because we probably wouldn't have, cared so much, I suppose, had it not been for this podcast. If you did miss that episode, we didn't know jack shit about Leonard Skinner and did an episode, and to varying degrees, I would say we kind of enjoyed the band, fell in love with the band. There's the Simple Man, unbelievable.
Listen to it just this week.
Great tune.
Classic rock band, man.
Yeah. So, to all you Skinner fans out there, our condolences, and obviously to the families and all that. So that that kind of sucks. On a brighter note, music is back out, being played live, and all that. Clutch is coming to our part of town. 2 of the 4 of us are going.
Couple dead
When
beats
is that
here.
show?
April 27th.
Is that what it is? April.
I'm going to have to buy a StubHub ticket.
You better.
You get $90 US.
Whatever.
Whatever. Moro's got nothing but coin.
Could have saved about $50
Yeah.
when you just did it when I'm... No, that's all right.
Yeah. So that's great. That'll be.
But who will feel better? I'll be like, I invested more, so I'm going to get more out of it.
So you're the better
You
fan.
just got the cheap ticket.
That's right. I just got the cheap
We just got
ticket
the
on
cheap
day one.
ass ticket on day one.
That's right.
Yeah,
Did
I
you
guess.
get Wu-Tang tickets?
Oh yeah, Wu-Tang and Nas.
That'd be good.
I'd go see Nas.
And Wu-Tang.
I don't know much about
Oh,
Wu-Tang.
man.
I'll be
Did you
honest.
get
They'd be good
that'd
live,
be a good,
probably.
That'd be a good episode.
Megadeth is going, too.
Are you going to Megadeth?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You're going
I
aren't
never
you?
bought a ticket.
Surprise,
Be the
surprise.
super fan. Super fan. Drop
should go.
120 US.
I'm not going to go by myself.
You should.
Let's just wait till the day before the show and spend $240 US.
Anyone gone to a concert by themselves?
Concert? I don't
No.
believe so.
No.
You?
I would.
I've gone to hockey games by myself.
I would.
You've gone to a hockey game by yourself?
Yeah, I went to that miserable Game 7 against the Ducks. I was third row right behind the net, and I think they had, 11 shots on net? Wanted to hang myself.
I've never even gone to a movie by
I was
myself.
going to say, anyone movies.
Well, I've done movies for sure, especially when I travel or used to travel.
Porn?
Yeah, yeah.
Porn in theaters. What the hell is...
Oh, man, we missed out.
Did.
There's no porn in theaters.
I would go to a concert by myself, though.
I don't know if I would.
Wouldn't be as fun. Right? It's a better shared experience.
I don't know, you can't really talk to each other anyway.
That's true enough.
Or like Alice in Chains.
I don't know.
We had a buddy who sang every lyric to every song right in Morrow's ear.
Oh, fuck me.
Who was that?
Who do you think?
Oh, no.
Ole.
Trent. Oh, Wally?
Oh,
Fucking
Oh, that's right. I remember.
Trev hates Alice in Chains.
He would.
What? His taste in music is soured.
Wally.
yeah. Well, but speaking of live music,
Yeah.
you and I caught an Iron
Oh.
Maiden tribute
How's
band
that?
in town here. They're a relatively new band. They're called Lost for Words, which is brilliant.
That's a good name.
Stolen from the instrumental off of Power Slave.
I think I could summarize them in a word.
We chatted at that show, so I disagree that you can't talk at concerts. I don't know what that's all about, but
I think if I could sum them up with one word, it'd be
Uh-huh.
unbelievable.
unbelievable.
Like, fuck, they were good.
It was exceptional because Maiden's not easy to sing,
No.
right? If you're going to do a cover band and you're doing Maiden or like a Judas Priest or something, someone's got to bring the metal.
Dude, they played Rhymes of the Ancient Mariner all 15 minutes.
Yeah.
With like the weird bass parts and everything. Do, 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 do. Like,
Yeah.
it was spectacular.
It was spectacular. There was one part that kind of came off the rails on.
It came off a few times.
Yeah, but they got
Tough
it back.
transitions.
Some tough shit. But they
Were
were
they better than the Metallica tribute band?
no.
No, they were spot on. They played Metallica like close to how they would. I would think.
That they were more the Metallica, the Sandman we're talking about was much more polished. They've been at it a lot longer, and the musicians, I guess, they're a little bit more well known. I mean, the main duties in the headstones, like they're guys that have played professional shows. I got the sense these guys
They're local.
they're local. They're kind of up and coming.
Yeah.
because
the one guy looked like an accountant. Right?
He
I think
might be.
have done my taxes.
He might be doing my
Probably
taxes
really good.
as we speak. But with that said, I mean, really smart. I was on Instagram and this thing, just an ad popped up, said, they're Iron Maiden cover band. Tickets were $6.66. So you can't go wrong. Right? Which, I mean, really, like that was really smart of them because if they're charging $20 and you've never seen them before, there's nothing on YouTube really about them. They're a relatively unknown. Then you're kind of like,
There's no way.
I don't know. I don't think I'm going to do that. But for $6.66, I'm fucking all in, baby.
And I would say we were a little apprehensive. Right? We had a backup plan. We'll stay 2 or 3 songs. We only spent $6.66. If it sucks, we'll just leave. And if it sucks, it might even be great. It might be better if it sucks.
Well, and that was the analysis we went through, right? We said, okay, if we pay the $6.66 and it's great, then you're like, fuck, this is amazing
Great value.
And if it sucks, like if it's an absolute dumpster fire, then you got to stick it out and go, oh my god, this is like I didn't even get my $6 worth. But I'll tell you, man, it was really good. My only complaint was the backdrop.
Yeah. It was.
They had an incredible
No Eddie?
they had an Eddie backdrop,
so
which
well
was
done.
incredible. But they put the band name at the bottom, so it was behind like the drums and all the shit, so you couldn't see it. So they probably didn't think that through. But
Hilarious.
other than that, I mean, there were kids there.
A lot of rocker chicks.
A lot of
that's
rocker.
trying to squeeze back into that leather from 30 years ago, and just things are spilling out.
There was the one chick that had like the 12 out of 10 body, like from the neck down. It was just
Leather jacket?
Feathered teased hair.
Oh, there was a bit.
No?
A couple dudes with jean jackets with the the
Patch, the full
patch,
patch.
the full
yeah.
patch on
yes,
the
the
back.
old school patch. Yeah, we saw the one guy had the Zeppelin, and I was like, man, I haven't seen that in a lot
Black
of
t-shirts
years.
with white 3/4-inch
Yeah.
sleeves.
Totally.
Yeah, we saw some of those. A lot of Metallica shirts.
It was weird seeing a lot of kids. There's at least a
A
dozen.
lot of kids, and there's a one kid with the Maiden hoodie.
Oh, yeah.
Spectacular.
Oh, Maiden hoodie.
The Maiden hoodie was spectacular.
Good stuff.
What else did we see? I mean, it was a typical metal show. There's probably 300 people there.
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
It's great.
Where was it again?
It was at the Rec Room,
Oh.
That arcade upstairs. It was a good spot, actually.
and I'd
Play
never
some
been
video
there.
games
Yeah, taking
after?
the kids
We
there.
should have.
We should have.
You didn't?
Oh, we didn't. We didn't. We just bailed. Huffman was overserved. I had to
Full
get him home.
disclosure.
No video games.
Wow.
Full disclosure. So it was funny because they had like the main bar off to where our right was. So we had a table. We scored a table kind of at the back. Over to our right, there was a bar. There's probably 3 or 4 bartenders, but it was fucking lined up the whole time. To our left, on the way to the bathrooms, there was a tub girl that there's nobody there.
Yeah.
So I just kept going. Now, the beer selection was dog shit, so I was drinking Heinekens, which, I mean, I like Heineken, but I'm not usually going to drink 9 or 10
Gives
of them.
me green shit.
Green poo again.
Well, I'll tell you what. I saw her early and often. Yeah, so I had way too many Heinekens, and
Was it skunky or was it like good Heineken?
it was actually good Heineken. It wasn't cold enough, because they can only get so many in that tub, and because it wasn't a back alley tub. It was like, it was a mid-grade fucking tub.
Which
So
is weird because it was fucking
garbage
freezing
pail.
that night.
It was cold that night.
Cold night.
Yeah,
How was the tub attendant?
Oh, she
she was probably a 4.
Say,
Out of
a
5?
generous 4.
Out of
Well, 5 or
No.
Well, I had 10 Heineken, so she might have been a 5.5.
oh,
Yeah. I think she sweeps up after too, so I don't know. Don't
Yeah.
get your hopes too high there.
No, she was not. There were some patrons that would have been significant upgrades, but
Good show. Anyway, it was nice to go out and do something
yeah,
like that.
it was a great show. And if I can sort of continue. Oh, and that reminds me too, because I remember a dude by the name of Jackson Robison sent us an email. This goes back probably to December or something, and he was talking about doing he wanted us to do like a maiden show or something like that. So we haven't technically done that, but hey man, if you're in Calgary or in around, check out their Instagram. Everyone just go check out their Instagram. They're called Lost for Words. They're just a local band. But you can get a little bit of a Maiden fix there. Speaking of Maiden, because I'm going to bring it back, it seems like I was just talking about this, but the voting for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is on.
Oh yeah.
Maiden's in an absolute fucking dogfight. Absolute dogfight. So this is the thing. So George Michael's in first, and I guess I can kind of accept that because in terms of music and that, I get that. Second place is Cyndi Lauper. We'll come back to that.
Time after time.
Then there's Warren Zevon.
What?
And then it gets interesting. Iron Maiden is currently holding down the 4 spot. Soundgarden is in the 5 spot. So the top 5 will get voted into the Rock Hall, and then Willie Nelson is after that.
What? That's an outrage.
And then there's, just to finish it off, Joy Division and New Order are in as one entry, which I think is bullshit.
That's stupid.
Kate Bush, Sheryl Crow, Rage Against the Machine, The Spinners, The White Stripes, Missy Elliott, and Tribe Called Quest somehow is in fucking last place. I don't get that.
That is outrageous. That's disrespect.
But in any event, you can go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I think it's vote.rockhall.com or something like that. I think I was going to pull it up here. Not that you can see what he's doing, but you can just Google Rock and Roll
Do the right thing.
Hall voting or whatever.
Jeez.
And there's a fan vote there. You have till the end of April, I think. But anyway, get your Maiden, your Soundgarden, your Willie Nelsons.
What if I told you I voted
your
for
Rage.
Cyndi Lauper?
Well, you know what? So this is the thing. I'm not.
Holy, she's close to first.
Yeah, dude. She's got 466,000
Who's
votes.
that in third?
Warren Zevon. That's the Werewolves of London dude.
surprised Soundgarden's doing so well.
The hell are they?
Warren Zevon's actually got some decent tunes. but-
Soundgarden's beating Willie Nelson.
It's a travesty that Willie's out of the top 5.
He's not going to make the top 5, and if he does, it'll be at the,
Or the country fans aren't down with this, probably.
Well, they got Dolly Parton in the last time.
Well, that's true.
Wow.
Right?
She's got guns.
Is that the
They voted for her tits?
is that the criteria?
My dad used to play a song in the car all the time when I was a kid. It was just called Dolly Parton's Tits. Good,
Did he tell you?
good old country song.
Who's
should-
Son, I
sang it?
need a minute. You're gonna have to.
I don't know. We'll have to see if we can find that after.
Yeah, we'll check that out. But does anybody know anything about Cyndi Lauper other than Girls Just Want to Have Fun? Like, I don't. And
Time After Time.
Time After
Great
Time.
song.
Did she write that or was that a cover? Something's again talking out of my
Colors
ass.
is a good song.
True Color. Yep.
Gets me a little misty.
Okay,
She
so
was good
maybe
back in the day, but I'm
okay.
surprised she's second.
I was just surprised when you think about. I don't know. Maybe I just don't know her story well enough, to understand the impact that she's made on rock and roll music.
Dude,
Like,
she's the original
she's not
Alanis.
she's not Joan Jett, for Christ's sakes.
She's the OG Alanis.
She was so popular though when I was a kid though. Like Goonies, Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Goonies. I forgot about
She's
that.
on the Goonies soundtrack.
Wow,
Yeah,
nice
Goonies.
pull.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. See?
I wouldn't have known that.
Stats guy right here.
Fucking Cecil's dialed in a couple of IPAs and he's an absolute wizard. This is great. So,
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
go and vote.
yeah, current standings are, so George Michael's got 485,000.
How long left?
End of April, I think.
Okay, so Rage was on last year.
Yeah, they didn't make it.
They didn't make it. They're on again this year. How
Yeah,
many
they're-
years do you get on
That I don't
the
know.
list?
I don't know either.
I think, well, I don't know.
Maybe a few years and then you're out.
What happened to the other guy in Wham?
He died? Is he dead?
He might have done.
I think he's passed on.
Yeah, I believe so.
But I think in terms of his contribution to the world of music, I don't think it was quite there. I think
It's heavily
right.
I think George
Yeah.
Michael had a sore back from carrying him for so many years. It was like the Hall and Oates thing.
totally.
The other guy just had a wicked mustache.
The Simon and Garfunkel thing.
John Oates.
Where's Billy Ocean? Is he in?
That I don't know.
You have to Google that. Not sure. Why do you want him in?
Fuck, I love Billy Ocean.
You're a Billy Ocean guy?
It's kind of
I
random.
only know
pull.
one song.
Get
the
into
worst-
my
yeah.
car.
Yeah, that's my song.
The Billy Ocean. I just don't know what to do with that.
That's incredible.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's that.
That shit reminds me of what was the Don John Miami Vice?
Miami
It's like
Vice.
all the same year, right?
Oh, totally.
All that shit.
Totally.
Fuck.
Yeah, I think the video for that was probably a bit of a takeoff on that. Maybe
Maiden
not.
should be in there for sure.
The whole soundtrack was
Maiden's
probably,
got to be in there, and I'm pissed off because normally I watch the ceremony because then like the people that get in like they play like there's a whole thing. I find it kind of cool, and then there's other people that are already in, usually lesser known. There'll be some wicked R&B people or some blues guy or gal or like whatever. Like I find it to be a pretty cool show, but I couldn't find last year's, and I'm a little bit pissed off because I heard it was pretty good. And if Maiden and Soundgarden, I mean, obviously Soundgarden's not, they'll play and then they'll have somebody else sing or whatever. Or they'll just get a bunch of, musicians to play or whatever. But I'll be pissed off if I don't get to see that, especially if Maiden's in.
William Duvall did a good Jesus Christ pose.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he could sing
Yeah, he
that.
played with those guys.
From Alice in
Really?
Chains? Yeah.
Yeah. Really good.
Well, then
Like close.
they should punch
Really?
that up.
When did he play
'Cause
with them? Is
that's
it
not easy to
just
say.
a one-time thing or a thing?
No, it was a COVID thing, like a year and a half, 2 years ago.
No shit.
And they recorded it, and it was
Fuck, how
it was
hard is
really
that
good.
to
I was
sing?
shocked. I was like, wow, can't believe
Huh. I have to check that out.
he hit the register perfectly.
Really?
That's a brutal song to sing. I can't imagine.
You should join Nirvana next.
Right?
Fuck.
Eh?
Yeah.
They need a guy.
He's good.
Then Stone Temple?
Have you seen? I don't know what his punk band's.
Blind Melon?
Man. Anyway,
If you're a front man, you're dying. And then the last thing I just wanted to bring up real quick because, I got a soft spot, or some people do, for Metallica. I know there's a lot of Metallica haters out there. They got a new album coming out April 14th. I saw something today. This is crazy. In 2022, so last year, they sold 900,000 vinyl albums.
What?
Hey.
They sold 900,000 physical copies. Like, including that, there was like the Black Album, there was the box set and all that shit. So they bought like a a record press, like not
Of
like a
course
place.
they did.
Yeah, because they got to make more money.
Right? But
Yeah.
you know how fucking crazy that is? And a lot of bands, you'll notice this, right? You'll see something in the store and you're like, oh, I didn't know that was out. They'll just do these limited pressings and then you won't see them for a couple years. Since they got their, publishing rights, they own their own music again. So with the early shit, they just do nothing but press music. That's why you can always find Metallica albums. They're not hard to find. And they press the shit out of them. They did 900,000 fucking copies last year.
How much are their tickets for the show they're playing here? The cheap seats, weren't they
They
north
were,
of 200?
yeah, for 2 shows though, because they play Friday and Sunday.
So
They're
they charge
master
double?
marketers.
No, well, you get tickets. It was kind of stupid. You had to buy tickets, and the tickets were for both shows. So you bought a ticket, you got that seat for 2 shows, and the opening bands were different. So the Friday show was Metallica with like Pantera and
But Pantera's out. Or wasn't it? Didn't he go like insane and start yelling racist shit?
Who did that?
The singer.
Did
Phil.
he really?
Phil, yeah.
really?
I think they got canceled.
No shit.
Already?
This is news to me.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Like on stage?
Are you sure about that? Or are we just doing the picks and sticks thing and just
I
fucking
don't
talking
know.
out of our
I
ass?
saw it, but maybe he apologized.
That never
He had to
works.
cancel shows because he was screaming racist shit on stage.
Fuck.
Really racist or little racist?
Who knows these days? Fuck.
Jesus.
That's what I mean. Like,
God
Together,
damn.
Phil on song.
Right? You've been an absolute nobody for years, and now you're going to be on this big tour. Your career's resurrected. No.
And you just can't help
You
yourself.
just can't help yourself,
Saw some dude up front and just fucking went nuts.
right?
Huh. All right.
So-
Well, good to know.
Anyway, I don't know if anyone has any thoughts on those 3
I was looking it
Metallica
up.
tunes.
Oh,
but
he did a
doesn't
Nazi
matter.
salute.
Nazi salute.
Well, yeah, that's.
Maybe he was just thrashing out and raised his hand.
I don't think I'd
Fuck
call that
me.
racist. That's just highly inappropriate.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Look at Zach Wild. Fucking looks like he's straddling. Holy fuck.
All right. Well, at least we know what he did.
Yeah,
Anyway,
you can't do that.
Nope, you can't. You can't do that.
oh, and he didn't apologize, it says. Said, y'all got to thicken your skin.
yeah. See, good.
Right?
Fuck everybody.
There you go. I said what I said.
What
Durr.
are we doing here tonight?
Well, I was waiting for you never disappoint, Gord. You just get to a certain point where you're just like, fuck
Can't
it.
take it anymore.
I'm
Right?
so excited.
So,
We must have like 300 emails that you have to read.
well, there's not very many good ones. So we're not doing.
We're gonna save them for. We got a lot to cover tonight, so we're gonna save some of them for.
We'll
next
have a
time.
whole episode where we just read emails
Like
because we have so many of them.
Oh, that'd be fucking riveting.
like a mailbag. Sure,
Yeah.
we should do that.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
Okay.
I think I'm busy that day. But if you do want to get in on that mailbag episode, you can email us at picksandstickspodcast@gmail.com. Or you can just DM us. Instagram is Picks and Sticks Podcast. You can get us. Twitter is Picks and Sticks 2. We are we? Well, we're talking AC/DC. I think we're gonna do 2 episodes. I'm pretty sure. So
At
this
least.
so this one is kind of we kind of started talking about Bon Scott versus Brian Johnson. Who's the better singer? What's the better album? Those kinds of things. So we're kind of doing a best album versus best album sort of album challenge, or what did you call it off the intro there? Do you remember?
Singer Smackdown.
Singer Smackdown, something like that. So anyway, this is going to be part 1. We'll talk about part 2
Frontman
later.
Faceoff.
The Frontman. Oh, that's good.
I just changed the name.
Frontman
Faceoff.
All right.
So anyway, that's that. Do we want to do AC/DC trivia, or do you want to save that for the second episode? Do we want to just get into this, what do we want? What do you guys? How are you guys feeling?
Assis, what do you want to do?
Well,
Give us a
to
team.
summarize a little more specific what we're talking about today, and then we could get into it.
Yeah.
We went 4 albums.
Go ahead,
right?
Gordo.
Well,
I missed the meeting, so
Well, it was a big meeting. We covered a lot of ground. Basically, we said we always want to do a face-off between singers. And AC/DC is a band we like. And we got into a debate. Well, who was better, Bon Scott or Brian Johnson? And we had some differing opinions. It's like, well, let's save this for a podcast. Let's do a face-off. Let's take Brian Johnson's, what we think, best album against Bon Scott's best album. However, you think that would be simple. It was not. Because we couldn't decide which was their best album.
fair. Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little runoff. We're going to do what we think are Bon Scott's 2 best albums. We're going to decide that first. Then we're going to decide Brian Johnson's best album between 2. We're going to vote. And then they go head to head. The cool part about this is the 4 albums we determined were all 4 in a row. 4 years in a row.
Fucking genius.
Right? It's the fucking deep minds you got here, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's why we do need part 2. We'll get to that again later, but I mean, you can probably debate.
Well, AC/DC is a crazy band.
It is. So what we're talking about then is, what are the 4 albums then, Gordo?
We are doing Power Age versus Highway to Hell.
Yeah.
We're going to vote on that first. And
Okay.
then we're going Back in Black against For Those About to Rock.
Can I get a point of
So there-
clarification?
Yeah, for sure.
Go.
Does everybody pronounce that album Power Age?
Well, there's Powerage.
I've heard
Power
Power
Age.
Age and Power Age.
Porridge.
What do you say?
It's funny, I've always called it Power Age.
Same.
I just started calling it that. I used to be a Power Age guy.
Well, see, now I think that it should be Power Age. So now we might need a whole episode just to sort that shit out. But anyway,
We should vote on
Powerage or Powerage?
Anyways, they were out 4 years in a row, right?
Yeah.
That was part of it because we thought, so Back in Black is one of the best selling albums ever of all time.
yeah.
And Highway to Hell, I think, is close second.
Okay.
I think so.
And it was, and they were back to back. That's when they switched the singers. And then we thought, let's run it ahead a year and back a year. So
They switched.
They
singers.
Switch singers.
78, 79, 80, 81. The albums are in that.
4 in a row.
4 albums in a row, 4 years in a row.
Yeah. There were some other contenders, but we had to limit
There's-
it. We
yeah.
couldn't get crazy at best
Well,
of 16.
I think it's, and I could be wrong because I don't have the full list of albums, but I mean, clearly Bon Scott's discography is significantly smaller,
I believe it's only 5.
but I think there's some good fucking Brian Johnson shit.
There is.
But anyway, we're
We're here
sticking
to
to these
there
4
is.
albums for today, right?
we're here to decide which is better.
I think it was that transition time, right? Like,
Mhm.
no band ever did what they did that I know of.
Not even Van
Halen's-
Halen, kind of, but they took a bit of time.
Well, this one was weird. Like when you even think about, so most recently, right? Like Malcolm died, and they were making an album, and they just took the shit that they had recorded, and they just
Or
built.
Bond died. Yeah.
No,
No,
I'm
sorry,
talking about
I'm ta-
recently.
I'm talking about recently.
Oh, yeah,
I'll
yeah,
come
yeah.
back to that, right?
Oh, yeah.
So he did that, and then they're just like, oh well, fuck, we'll just put that into, we'll get, their nephew or whatever, the 60-year-old nephew.
Yeah, I thought he was in his 20s.
goes in there, and they like don't even skip a beat. Like Malcolm died, right? And it was, to go back to the Bon Scott thing. Bon Scott fucking died on his own vomit,
They got hammered. They
Got
found him
hammered.
in a car.
right? So he died in February
It's my
of
cousin.
1980. Okay, think about that. The lead singer of your band dies in February of 1980. By July 25th of that same year, you've got a new album out with a new singer, and it's the best album you've ever done. How the fuck do you do that?
Is it the best album? I guess we're going to find out.
It's the top selling.
Top selling, yes. So I shouldn't.
And one of the top selling of
It's-
all time.
I believe it's the second. I think it's the second album of all time,
Back in
behind
Black?
Thriller. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It
might
would
have
be up
changed.
with
Isn't
Fleetwood
like-
Mac, Rumors.
Isn't like Dark Side of the Moon in there? Something wasn't.
That can't be.
I feel like you know what? 77% of stats are made up on the spot,
100%.
right? 60% of the time, it works every time.
We better fact check. I might be talking.
Thriller number 1, Back in Black number 2,
Oh, there you go, bro.
Dark Side of the
Dark
Moon
Side of the
3.
Moon 3,
Hoffman.
Bat Out of Hell number 4,
Oh, it's outrageous.
The Eagles'
Who the
greatest
fuck buys
hits
Bat
number 5.
Meatloaf?
Mind you, this is about a year old, so
Okay.
other shit could have sold.
Wow.
Back in Black, number 2 album of all time by sales. That is
Okay.
insane.
Well, episode's over then.
All right. Call it a day. No. Maybe we should continue.
Where's Fleetwood Mac on there? Oh, there it is, number 7.
All right. So, is that enough setup for you, Cecil? Are you satisfied, or do you want
break into some trivia?
do you want to add to that? Did we miss anything before we get into?
I want to ask one question.
Yeah.
Right before we start.
Yeah. I love it.
How many people have you met who only know AC/DC as Brian Johnson?
Probably.
Don't even know the old stuff.
I'd say quite a few.
Yeah, like it's crazy.
Well, when I was a kid, I didn't know. I was an AC/DC fan before I knew they even switched singers. I thought as you grow up, your voice changes.
That's what I thought too.
I thought his voice just changed.
I thought it was the same guy.
Yep.
There you go.
100% thought it was the same guy.
Yeah. The first album I heard was Dirty Deeds. And then I heard Back in Black.
And thought it was the same dude.
And I didn't know it was a different dude.
I thought
Dirty
Back in
Deeds
Black.
was my first too.
And their voices
Still
are
got it.
completely
I should have
really
brought
different.
They are.
Oh, that reminds me. In case we do want to do something a little bit outrageous, there is an AC/DC cover band playing at the Deerfoot Inn and Casino.
Is it BCDC?
No, it's not. It's Dirty Deeds DDC.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, what's
But
the other one I
tickets-
used to see at the ski hole all the time? They
Well,
play Sunshine every spring.
I think it's BCDC. Isn't it?
They weren't. No,
That's
oh,
BCDC, I bet.
We saw them play at the Classic Rock Fest.
BCDC?
Yeah, same with Destroyer,
Maybe it
that
was,
Kiss cover band. Remember Destroyer? They were unbelievable.
There's
Anyway,
like 8 people watching them.
yeah, it was like 3 PM. Anyway, tickets are like $10, or if you want tickets, if you want seats in the first, I think it's 10 rows, it's $25. Anyway,
Sorry.
I digress.
Get a one
Trivia?
table. Right into it. Okay. Pair with me. So these are softballs.
Just underhand them.
God.
When you say that, though, when I get it wrong, I'm
So you
going to
just
feel like an idiot.
Blurt out the answer.
Blurting it out.
Okay. And there's a few here, so we're gonna roll through them kind of quick.
All right.
Okay.
Rapid speed.
Which AC/DC song tells of the woman who's working double time on the seduction line?
Shook me all day long.
Oh, got it.
Oh, my God.
These are
Nice.
multiple choice if you get stuck.
Okay.
No, good one.
Okay, here's a multiple choice. Which of the following never played for AC/DC? Angus Young, Bon Scott, Dave Evans, or Marty Young?
Marty Young.
Already young.
Oh, good one. Dave Evans?
He was their first singer.
Right. Oh.
Was he? Oh, that's right.
Seen that video? What's the song he plays?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's good.
It's that cover tune, right? It was
Chuck Berry?
Yeah, wasn't
I
it?
think you're right. I don't know. But I wonder how much money he's made off that.
He's probably dead too.
No, he's still alive.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's doing shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
That blows. Was he a bad singer? He couldn't even get in.
No, he was good.
Pretty good.
They picked Axl Rose in the middle of a tour.
Apparently, it doesn't matter who sings.
They couldn't have hucked
and you
that guy.
become
in
a
there.
fucking platinum gold selling band with them.
Do whatever you want, man.
Yeah, easy.
All right. What do we got next?
Even Axl Rose.
Brian Johnson was in which band before he joined AC/DC?
Oh, I'm gonna need choices on this. I can't remember the name of the band.
Mountain?
No.
Geordie?
No.
Montrose?
Geordie.
Was it?
Free. Huffman's right.
Really?
Jordy.
Yeah.
Good call, huh? Fuck.
So
Crushing me.
They played Jordy.
Hey, I'm just giving you
Geordie
softballs.
in
He's from Scotland, right?
was it 2001 had a reunion tour. Johnson sang. I
No shit, really?
would have liked to see that. I didn't get down to it, but I wanted to hear some.
I wonder if
Geordie.
there's footage of that. I'd like to see that. I don't even like what kind of
Guaranteed there is.
music do you think are
It
they?
was probably rock.
Irish folk.
Maybe. You don't know that for sure.
What the fuck do you like? You've heard him sing.
Yeah, but
What else would he have been singing?
yeah,
blues?
but what was Black Sabbath before they put that first album out?
Oh, that's right. What were they playing? They were playing.
They're playing not Black Sabbath.
No,
Some blues stuff, wasn't it?
No, I think it was worse than
no,
that.
it wasn't.
I think it was something that was just
Careful.
just not. It was not indicative of what their careers would end up being.
Huh.
Anyway, all right, go.
Next one. Which AC/DC song was only released for the Last Action Hero soundtrack?
Overdrive. Oh shit! No. Do you? Oh, it's right there. It's right there. Do you have a list?
Sink the Pink.
Nope.
Who Made Who? Gone Shooting, or Big Gun?
Big Gun.
Big gun.
Gone.
Okay.
Have you got the gun?
Do you remember that soundtrack? How good it is?
Oh, it's so good.
I don't remember.
Last Action Hero?
Chicken. Get paranoid when you hear my Glock clicking. That Cypress Hill, Cock the Hammer. Oh,
I got to check that out.
Last
it's so
Action
good.
Hero.
Man,
But-
soundtracks used to be awesome.
It's got Alice in Chains.
Alice
on
in
it,
Chains got a
Megadeth.
couple songs
It's got-
on there.
It's
Yeah.
got great.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's good.
The movie's not even as bad as I thought it was.
It's not great.
It's terrible, but
Soundtrack though. God damn.
God damn.
Hit me.
Well, we already went over this. Which
Gone
album was
Shooting.
certified 19 times platinum?
Back in Black.
Yep.
19
This doesn't make
times.
sense though. Some is okay. Going platinum in the music industry term is used to describe a single or album that sells 1 million copies. So isn't that 40 times platinum?
I think it's. Isn't that only in the States or is that worldwide?
Hell, man.
Because I know the
Yeah,
the
it might
list
be.
that we pulled up was worldwide sales. I think it was 19
Yeah,
times
that's
platinum
true.
in the States.
Oh.
I think. I could be.
So is that,
I'm
The
just,
whole-
I'm
the
just
whole-
talking out my ass.
Hey, but you know what? Like, we've had this conversation before. The whole thing's kind of odd how there's no real accurate stats on
Yeah.
how many albums you've sold, and it doesn't make sense to me. And sometimes it's US, sometimes it's worldwide, and like, so
it's not a good stat anymore.
no. Yeah, now it doesn't really mean anything unless your Metallica selling a boatload of fucking albums. But those 900 and whatever they were, 920,000 was worldwide.
Okay.
About half of those were in the US.
Okay. What do you think? One more?
one more.
Oh, we got way
We
more.
got
Oh, let's
another 10 or so. We don't have to go on forever,
let's
but
keep doing it. Yeah, hit me.
okay, 42, 39,
Angus Young. Oh,
42, 39,
Whole lot of Rosie.
56. Enough said. But
You can say she's got it all.
the song is about an obese Tasmanian woman, Rosie, with whom the singer, Bon Scott, had a one-night stand at the Freeway Gardens Motel in North Melbourne.
Slump buster.
In addition to pointing out the woman's size, the singer finds her to be one of the best, most talented lovers he's ever experienced.
Oh,
He's a loving guy. Talk about Bon Scott, like actually, like he was like some of the best dudes ever. A true love, like had lots of girls, but he loved them all. He's like he's a good guy.
He's an equal opportunity.
That's right.
Says she weighed about 19 stone, which is 266 pounds.
That is a whole lot of Rosie. It's a tremendous amount of Rosie.
What does the number of bells in AC/DC's Hell's Bells signify?
The number of bells?
Yeah,
Ooh, this is really good. I don't know.
neither do I. That's not a question. It said the number of months since band member's death, but we just talked about it. It was like Hell's Bells was on back. No, Hell's Bells is on.
Yeah,
House of
that
Black.
completely
Yeah.
makes sense.
Comes out 5 months though after he died, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Nice.
because he died February. So March, April, May, June. That's 5 months.
So I answered correct, and it's 13 months. There's 13 bells. That's 5 months. So that question is garbage.
That's some bullshit.
13 distinct bell strikes
Well, unless my research was
and 4
wrong.
later.
But that doesn't even make sense because Highway to Hell was released in July of 79, Back in Black, July of 1980. So
They
if it was,
signify nothing, I think.
yeah, a bunch of fucking liars.
Okay, I got about 5 or so more.
Cool.
Okay, who is the bass player on the AC/DC album High Voltage? Sorry.
High Voltage.
Wasn't Phil? No, that's the drummer. Phil. There's a different guy on that, eh?
Malcolm Young, George Young, Cliff Williams, or
Cliff Williams.
or Mark Evans.
Cliff Williams.
It's Mark Evans.
No shit.
Yeah.
First bassist ever was a guy named Larry Van Crete.
Well, you got to get rid of him. That's a
jazz
terrible
musician. Mark Evans.
Gas Larry.
name. Mark Evans, a rock and roll
Larry
name.
Van Crete should be in the Misfits.
He should-
Like Mark Evans, I
It's
don't know.
fucking
Was he-
perfect name.
I wonder if he did backup vocals because that's when they had the real, hey, the Beavis and Butthead kind of background. Oi.
That's pretty
He
good.
was their bassist from 75 to 77.
I didn't know that.
Whatever happened to these guys when you like watch your band, you leave, just go on and on and on.
Just making millions and you're just grinding it out at the
Oh, yeah.
paper mill.
Cliff Williams took over forever after that.
Cliff.
That'd be Cliff.
Fucking right.
Fucking Cliff. Underrated, man.
Stepping it up, Cliff. Good
Cliff is
backups.
underrated.
Great rhythm section.
That's awesome.
He's so good.
Fucking perfect.
In the
Oh my
pocket.
God.
He's-
so
He's
good.
in the pocket.
Just like me.
Yeah.
Okay, what did Brian Johnson, this is multiple choice, tell Nikki Sixx that the tattoos on his arms look like? They look evil. Someone had threw up on them. They look neat. They look stupid.
Stupid.
I'm going to go with the vomit.
It's the vomit.
Nice.
But Brian Johnson, he's a notoriously nice guy too.
Yeah.
So, wonder if he was.
Could have been wasted.
Could have been.
Likely.
We're talking about Motley Crue.
Yeah. So?
Yeah. Well, they're fucking nuts, man.
They are.
Did any band like them?
I don't think so. They seem like dicks.
Oh.
I wonder how Fat Vince is doing. She
Vince Fat.
gassed that tour.
I wonder how that vibration thing for his fucking tits is.
Man, they're,
His belly. That thing he goes.
they re-upped that tour. They re-upped. So that tour that I can't remember whatever the stat was, and it was months and months ago. And I said, "This is how much that they grossed worldwide," and it was them, Def Leppard, I think fucking Poison, and like Joan Jett or some shit. They ditched the other two, and they're just going flat out. Motley Crue, Def Leppard, going back out on tour, and they're just raking the dough in.
Seems like a good idea.
I think if I got free tickets, I'd have to go.
You'd go.
If tickets were $6.66, I would have to go.
I'd go to.
100%.
The cost of a large Slurpee.
Right?
Right?
Absolutely.
Is that how much a large Slurpee is?
I don't
now?
know. In my head it is. I don't get that.
It's got to be $4 or $5. Anyway, go ahead.
We'll do 3 or 4 more here.
Okay.
What country were the Youngs originally from?
Scotland.
Yep.
Yes.
Really?
And
Yep.
B. Johnson, too.
Yep.
Australian band where most of them were
Yeah.
from Scotland.
Hence
I think
Geordie.
Phil Rudd was the only original.
He's the only
he was
Aussie?
the only Aussie at one point.
Which is funny because they are Australia's greatest rock and roll band.
I think they moved there when they were teenagers.
Your kids, yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know.
or young. One was a teenager, one was a kid. Yeah.
All right. Fuck, I'm almost out of coffee. This is troubles.
Almost out of beer. Came here to do 2 things: do some trivia, drink some beer.
Just thought out beer.
She gave me the Jack and the Jack. What was Bond really talking about?
The clap.
Gonorrhea.
Dude,
Good one.
you're a little quick on that one. That's
No
a little
more.
concerning.
There's no multiple choice.
Used to
with
love
Hoffman.
the Jack. Used to sing that at well, when we were at the Live Wire, you'd see some sketchy broad go by, and we used to go, "She's got the Jack."
And then you bought her a drink.
100%. Yeah. Another jug of OV, please.
All right. What does AC/DC stand for?
Now,
I'm
I've heard,
assuming it's the voltage, right?
I've heard a couple answers on this. Back in the day, I remember some metal guys were trying to tell me after Christ, devil comes, but it's just the voltage.
I assume, yeah.
Two voltages.
Isn't it the...
You're right.
Alternating current and
Yeah.
direct current.
Correct. Or bisexual. That's what the dictionary said.
The dictionary?
If you're going full
How do you
AC/DC,
spell it? What dictionary are you looking at? The D-I-C-K?
the
dictionary?
DSCK,
The dictionary.
the dictionary.
Where did they find their name?
Oh, fuck. It was probably on like some
On
warning
a sewing machine.
Oh,
label. Yeah, it was probably a warning label.
Who was sewing on that?
Great
group?
job, Cease.
Yeah, dude. Good trivia.
All right. Thank you.
Well done.
Oh, do you have more?
no.
No, that's it. There is one more, but we can
Well-
throw in the garbage.
Oh, give me the bonus question.
Yeah,
then.
I'll take the
Oh, yeah,
bonus.
Bonus question. The last words ever spoken or sung by Bon Scott on an AC/DC album. Oh. First of all, do you know the words? It's a
Okay.
two-part question.
So it's the last song in his
Night
last album.
Prowler.
I was going to
Yeah,
say...
and the Night
Yeah.
Prowler.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I don't know what his last line is.
He says at the end of the song, Shazbot, nano nano.
Really?
Whoa, huh? It's from
No way.
It's not more of a trivia question than an interesting fact.
That's a Mork and Mindy,
Dude,
right?
how'd you know, man?
I was a big fan when I was a kid.
Yeah, me
It
too.
was weird as
So
fuck.
Robin Williams, I didn't mind...
All coked up on Mork and Mindy.
Had to be. When you look back on it, it's just, 100%. How do we not know he was just ripping rails between takes? Absolutely. He was out of his mind.
Great show.
Yeah, it was a great show. All right, Gordo, take it away.
Well, here we are at the decisive first vote here, boys. I thought we'd maybe lay out a case for the album that we like the most. So we're talking Powerage or
Yep.
Powerage and Highway to Hell. You said that they came out in 78, 79. Is that correct?
78 was Power Age, and 79 was Highway to Hell. So,
So
yeah.
do you mind if I start?
You do whatever you like.
We'll do the vote soon, but when I started this exercise, I already thought I knew my number one album of AC/DC.
Okay.
And I was like, well, it'll be fun to listen to those.
Of all
albums again.
ACDs, or you're talking just between those two?
All AC/DC
Okay.
happens to fall into these four.
Okay.
And then I listened to these and I was like, God damn. There's I knew all the hits off these, but I didn't appreciate how good the albums were front to back. Very little filler on both of them, I would suggest.
Yeah.
And if you listen to their prior albums, it seems like they really found their sound, or maybe they were recorded better on Powerage. There's a bit of a difference. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Maura can explain or not. But do you find there's like a better product? It's raw.
It's well, so what they did on that album was they tried to get, because they were starting to become so good live
Yeah.
on that album, 78 Powerage. Fuck, we're gonna keep doing this.
I know.
Let's just pick one. Fuck me. It was like very little overdubs, recorded live, like just raw, and it was high tempo, but it still had the bluesy feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, that album kind of transformed. Like if you listen to the previous albums,
Totally
they,
did.
they just did a different thing on that album.
That was the last album that their brother George Young and
Yeah,
Harry,
it was.
and Harry Vanda produced, right?
Yeah, it was. It
And
was.
they
So it
got
was sort of the
fired
last.
after that.
Yeah, it was. I don't know if they got fired. Did they? Yeah, you'd know.
They got politely asked to leave. And they,
They upgraded.
I don't think they should have though. I thought it sounds amazing.
So that'll be their last album where they were punky and jammy and like really just
Very
go in
raw.
the studio and lay it down.
Yeah. And you
Really
can tell
raw.
it's different.
Yeah.
I really like that about the album. So what are your thoughts on those two?
I don't know. I mean, for me, it was pretty easy.
Really? Easy, in fact.
Yeah, I've always been a Power Age guy. That's just an album that I've always really, really liked. Yeah, it's close for me. But there's some fucking songs on Power Age that are just incredibly underrated. and unknown maybe to.
I think it's their best one. Maybe I like that and Let There Be Rock are my two faves.
Let There Be Rock. Yeah.
Yeah.
More when I binged Power Age from we were on the fucking trip we drove from Arizona
Scottsdale to
and we'd listen
Calgary.
to that a lot. That's
Really?
our moral.
22 hours.
I watched the guy. What happens when you drive too much? You get worse than a drunk driver, dude. So we leave Arizona. We drove like I don't know 16 hours the first day. We're riding in a convertible. I'm riding shotgun. Listen to AC/DC.
Doesn't get better than that.
Riding through the desert.
On the
Hands
Benz.
on my head.
In the Benz.
Moral the whole time, like, you want me to drive? He's like, no, I'm good. Moral, you're like, you drive? He's like, no, I'm good. We drove from Phoenix to Salt Lake City one day. So we get to Salt Lake City. I could see he's starting to get a little squirrely, right?
Looks like the cover of Power Age.
I asked him a few times, but I was like, but I was enjoying just riding and chilling, right? But by the time we got to Salt Lake, he was worse than a drunk driver. He was changing lanes, fucking like not looking where he's going. He was like, swerving in this freaking. It's just this weird zone. And then
It was like an 8-lane highway.
Then we get to the hotel. Then he thought his parents died in a plane crash. What? It's like, I can't get a hold of them. They're flying today. And he was all worried about their safety and flying home.
The worst part of that whole story was when we got to Salt Lake, we tried to find beer.
Booze.
It was like 11 o'clock.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
fucking try and find booze in Salt Lake City
Jesus.
at 11 p.m.
That's what we're really freaking out
That's
about.
when you're pissed.
Great town. Said no one.
Said no one ever.
Jesus.
But yeah, anyways, I like the sound of Power Age better. They changed producers when they go to Highway to Hell. They tried to hire Eddie Kramer. Who's Eddie Kramer?
No, it was Mutt.
They hired Eddie
Mutt
Kramer
Lang?
first.
Did
though.
they? Did they? Oh,
Oh, really?
Kramer couldn't have done it.
Exactly. He tried to add keyboards and shit. Yeah. Imagine keyboards
Fucking
and
disaster.
AC/DC.
Really?
So they said they lasted about 3
Only
weeks.
bagpipe.
They said they were working on the album for like 3 weeks, recorded nothing.
I didn't know that.
Then they told Eddie they needed a day off. And so Eddie took the day off. They snuck in the studio, busted out 6 songs in one day and said, sorry, Eddie, beat it.
No shit.
And after that, they got Mutt Lang.
Good call.
What's Next to the Moon? That song is
it's
so good. Like, oh my God. Like,
You know-
it's amazing.
You know what I love about Bon Scott though? Like, and again, when you think, okay, well, I didn't know there's the difference between the singer and stuff like that, and I think Brian Johnson's probably a perfect fucking fit when you really think about it. But the one thing that I notice on some of the songs, Bon Scott seems to be more of, I don't know if an actor or seems to put more into, like, think of Down Payment Blues. Right, he's singing, and there's that one point when you can feel the anguish where he's just like, and you know what I mean, like he's like, down payment blues,
Yeah.
like you can feel the fucking pain that he's singing about, right? And I love that so much about
Like in Jailbreak. He made it out
with a bullet in his back. Yeah, absolutely, and I love that about Bon Scott, and I just Power Age and Highway to Hell, 2 albums that I think he does a lot of that on as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just thought I'd mention that. I don't know if it really means anything, but I love that about him.
I'm surprised. The thing about the 2 are different albums in the way that Highway to Hell sort of blends in with Back in Black musically. I find like it's more groovy. It's a little slower, kind of riff oriented, and the previous album just more punky, more just
it's a bit more driving, right? It's a bit like you say, it's a
like
bit
more
tempo.
freestyle to it, you know.
Yeah,
And the solos, like, just out of control. Like, you know, those are not solos that have ever been rehearsed.
yeah.
It's like what the fuck was that?
They're
For
super
4 minutes.
they're super bluesy.
It is. It's very bluesy. Yeah.
Right? Like I find, and I don't know if it was intentional, because I've always thought once I saw that the timeline, assuming it's correct, but what I saw on Wikipedia, whatever, I'm assuming it's correct. And when you think about how close they were to making another album that eventually came Back in Black, and the riffs and stuff that's on there, how different would the album have been? Obviously, the lyrics would have been different, but how different do you think the album would have been if Bon Scott would have been there for Back in Black? Because you would have assumed
the whole thing was written for Bon Scott,
right?
Yeah,
to sing it.
Well, that's
all of it.
That's where it's suspicious, is that Bon Scott has no credit on Back in Black. Like, he didn't have any input on any of these
Right.
lyrics. But they were practicing that way before. Do you think he was just? Do you think they're just trying to cut him out of his cut? Is the family, cut his family out of the cut or something?
They're kind of cutthroat dudes, though. Like I said, like they people die in the band, and then you're just like, oh fuck. Well, I guess we'll just keep going.
Dude loses his hearing. They're like, hey, Axl Rose.
Yeah. They're just like, the guy's
you,
been
go home.
singing with him for whatever it was, 20, 25 years, however
Fuck
long.
you, go home.
Yeah, fuck off.
We got Guns N' Roses singer now.
It's those dudes and Billy Gibbons, the only other guy, right? ZZ Top. There's only 3 guys in the band. The bass player of 50 years dies, and he's like, fuck it. We'll get his guitar tech to come in, and we're just going to keep on touring. They didn't even cancel the tour.
I think, ZZ Top was the last band they opened for. One of the last bands AC/DC ever opened for.
Is that right?
That
That would have been an
good
interesting show.
that'd have been amazing.
And especially back then, because they are blues based, that would have been interesting. Yeah.
That would have been terrific. Well,
Most good rock and metal from our era is blues based.
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah,
A lot of the new stuff, the progressive stuff, it's amazing. Like there's so much good stuff, but I find the bluesy stuff
yeah,
I enjoy it more.
me too. I
Got
do
a little, melody to it.
absolutely. Well, we ready to vote? We can do this.
Yeah.
Why don't we start with? Why doesn't Morrow go first?
Oh fuck!
Ha. So between Power Age
Highway to Hell.
and Highway to Hell.
Well, Power Age as it is my favorite album. It is. Highway to Hell got me this week, but I'm gonna go Power Age for this vote. Yeah.
Okay.
Highway to Hell was my first CD ever. If it was not the first, it was one of the first 5 I got from Columbia House.
Attaboy.
And Power Age, I think Morrow introduced me to that. Became my favorite album ever since. I think I can't go against Power Age. So Power Age is my favorite. That's my vote.
Wow. Well, I'll go next. This is a tough one. I flip flop a couple times today.
No.
Yeah, I flip flopped it. I know it's unprecedented.
How ungored like.
I have a new appreciation for Power Age that I never used to have. It is a tremendous album, but I'm going to go with Highway to Hell on this one. They're so close, but Shot Down in Flames just does it for me. It just takes that album over the top.
There's no bad answer here.
Yeah.
Shot Down in Flames, I visualized sitting in the Castle pub because it's over by the jukebox, and that's all the most famous jukebox in my life.
It's over by the juke.
I always
It's a good
I'm in
jukebox.
the castle every time I hear that song.
Me too.
No shit.
Takes me back.
Oh, yeah.
I'm always at the Saddle Dome.
Yeah. That's my pick. Huff?
I'm Power Age. It's not even close.
Wow, I didn't.
It's
there's
not even.
no way
It's
I
not even
thought-
close.
And
for
I'm
me.
very happy with that outcome to be the lone highway. It was really
Yeah, it's for me. It's not
I'm
even.
surprised. I'm actually surprised.
It's not even close for me, and just for so many reasons. I've got probably a story for almost every one of those songs.
like a handy at a drive-in or something.
Yeah,
Riff Raff. Riff Raff is one of the cleverest named
Riff Raff
songs.
is incredible, and
It's the name is so clever though. Like, 'cause it is Riff.
there was a band we used to see at the Live Wire that played Riff Raff all the time. Same with Sin City. But the Beavis and Butthead movie, remember when they did that movie?
Yeah.
Gone Shootin' was on that soundtrack.
Love that.
And when I saw that movie and that riff comes on there, I was like, oh fuck, this is so good. So
Sit down,
I read two people that agree with us. Power Age is Keith Richards and Malcolm Young's favorite.
Keith
AC/DC album.
Richards, really?
Yeah.
It's high praise.
that is high praise.
It has been called one of the most underrated AC/DC albums. of all
Really?
time by several people.
Underrated. Really? I
Yeah.
thought it was right at the top.
It's
No,
really good.
No, it's an underrated one because
Okay.
it didn't sell a lot.
Yeah, at the
Didn't
time,
sell.
for
Oh,
sure.
and the other, can I fire out a bit of a fucking? Sorry, I'm gonna try not to go. No, you know what? I'm gonna keep it under control. I'm not gonna go off. But
Fire away.
Yeah, go off.
I don't want to get in front of that.
no, you know what? No,
You're going to save it?
I'm good.
Okay.
I take it back.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
It was, yeah. I'm sorry. I had to walk that back. I'm trying to be better me.
Okay, good for you, Huffman. I like the new Huffman. He's
Right.
a bit of a dick, but that's good.
And in no way, Highway to Hell is an amazing album.
Yeah.
I was literally like this close to.
It's not my second favorite Bon Scott.
What is?
Well, that's another question because there's some good stuff before that.
Yeah. It was tough. Tough to narrow it down to
Yeah.
two. Should we move on to Brian Johnson?
Absolutely.
All right,
Let's
so we
talk
got-
BJ, shall we?
B.J. Johnson.
Let's talk BJ. Back in Black, their biggest selling album versus For Those About to Rock.
Which was his second album.
Second album came out a year later.
Yep.
Just to give you a few songs. So, do you mind?
What do we got here?
So, Back in Black obviously has got hits.
You know what's
galore.
funny? If I may,
Yep, you may.
I bet you if you ask most people what's the first song on the album Back in Black, I
They'd
bet
say
you
Back
most
in
most
Black.
would say Back in Black.
No, it's the first song on the second
Second
side.
side. So I thought
You had
it
to
was,
make it
man.
through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell's Bells, though, to
Yeah.
start.
I was one of them.
Tremendous beginning.
It's a great opening track.
Especially after
What do you want? Which
After
album
Bon
do you want?
Scott's
Yeah, you're
Go.
on it. I just wanted to throw a few. So, obviously, the
This
title
is an
track.
interesting discussion. This
Title
one
track.
to me is interesting.
Yeah. I put the finger on you. Let's get it up. Inject the venom. Snowball.
So let's get it. Sorry.
Side 2, we got Evil Walks, COD,
Care of the devil.
Breaking the Rules, big hit, Night of the Long Knives, and Spellbound. That
Now, was Night of the Long Knives was that inspiration for, like, I hear that and I hear some Unskinny Bop in there now.
really?
And what was the other one? It's a Motley Crue song. I should have written it
I didn't
down.
hear that, but
We'll listen to it after.
interesting, I'm
But
gonna have to hear it.
there's a. I feel like they stole that from AC/DC on two accounts. There's a Motley Crue song. And
That's Unskinny Bop.
there's the Unskinny Bop one, and then there's another one out there. I feel like
Who's-
Night of the Long Knives is a great song, but I think it was stolen at least twice.
Who's the guitar player for Aerosmith? Joe Perry?
Yeah.
He said, I believe it was him, said AC/DC, best rock band of all time. You can fact check that. Or did he say most underrated? I don't know. One of those two, but it was high praise. It was high praise.
Those are two completely different things. we're just fucking running the gamut.
You know what the thing about this album is? For Those About to Rock,
Yeah.
is the production value of this album is crazy.
It's really
you got
good.
a good stereo,
Yeah.
and you listen to the guitars. It's just like
It's thick.
Are you talking on CD or through Spotify, or what are you talking about?
wherever. Like as long as you have a good, Spotify.
I got a bone to
YouTube
pick.
Music.
Oh,
About what?
About that album?
let's hear.
If you want to talk vinyl. Do you have the album? Do you have the
For Those About to Rock?
Yeah.
No, I don't have it on vinyl. I wish I did though.
fucking songs on the back of the album? So on the front, it's the canon, right?
Yep.
Unbelievable. It's embossed like it is a brilliant. On the back, the songs aren't in the right order. They
Is that
just
right?
put the names of the songs on there in random fucking order. So when I put the album on, and it's like
What?
they're not in order on the back.
So like they list the songs, but they're not in the
They're
same
not in
they
order.
play?
They're not in order. I'll send you a fucking picture of it.
Must
Maybe
have had a
you,
deadline.
maybe you got a freaking rare album that's worth millions.
Yeah, well, it's not anymore because I've played the shit out of it. But anyway, that's obviously something that.
Well, that's problematic for the new fan.
Well, it is because I can't remember the order, but it's like Snowballed is like second, like COD is like last or something. Like it's a complete shit show.
How did they do that? That makes no sense to me.
I know.
So Back in Black was the first AC/DC that I remember hearing, and it was that song Back in Black. And I remember seeing on Much Music the video was actually the first time, and it's just them playing live.
Most of them aren't they? Most of their videos.
Most of them were just playing live, right?
Yeah.
Until later, but I remember just watching. It was the time of like Motley Crue and all that shit, Maiden, and then there's these jokers, just like no outfits, just wearing jeans, fucking scruffy.
Well,
looking.
Schoolboy.
Yeah, they got Schoolboy, which was confusing to me, and everyone's just jean jackets, just scrubs, right? Fucking amazing. That video, them playing that song is unbelievable.
So let's cut the shit here.
All right. Shit, cut.
Like, do Back in Black and For Those About to Rock belong in the same conversation?
How so?
Well, Back in Black is, however many copies, 50 million. The best album they ever did commercially.
Most successful.
Yeah, commercially.
Yep.
But I find that some of the songs on For Those About to Rock are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple duds. They're not duds. There's a couple where
Couple
I'm like,
fillers.
you know what?
Couple fillers.
But there's a filler song maybe
Same with Back
or
in
two
Black.
on Back in Black. And like, given the dog a bone, it could be the best riff they've ever written. The most simple riff and the worst lyrics and the worst song title. But I'll take Giving the Dog a Bone all day long. Like, that might carry the whole fucking album.
Turn that to 11. That riff is just spectacular.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
But then
You know what
Evil
else is
Lots-
amazing? Shake a leg.
Do you like the lyrics in that song, Morrill? Is it that what did it for you?
Have you got
Giving
lyrics?
the Dog a Bone?
I do, but you know what? Yeah, we're gonna need a judgment call here. We could get canceled for these. This is a different time where these lyrics were written.
You didn't write them.
That's true. I'm just saying what this guy wrote, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
It's now time
Give you those-
for lyrics by Gord.
Here we go. This is Brian Johnson in his prime here.
It is prime.
She takes you down easy, going down to her knees, going down to the devil, down to 90 degrees. Oh, she's blowing me crazy till my ammunition is dry. Oh, she's using her head again. She's using her head again. Yeah. Oh, she's using her head again. I'm just giving the dog a bone.
It's so good.
It's spectacular.
It's funny because it kind of starts out and then it just
a turn on you.
fucking accelerates. Just wow,
deteriorates.
That escalated quickly. She's blowing me crazy. Like, fuck.
Could you even get away with that now? Till my ammunition is dry.
I think you can. I think Nickelback does shit like that. Nickelback, I mean, again, I'm not comparing the two. One's a legendary band, one's a bunch of hacks from Hannah. Yeah, but they had a hit song, worldwide hit song called Something in Your Mouth. like I feel like that's way more egregious than giving the dog a bone.
But I think Nickelback, they get a hard time for being what's the word? Misogynist.
Yeah.
AC/DC, all's forgiven because their songs are so good.
Well, and a lot of that stuff probably didn't age well. Hopefully that doesn't come back to, you see people, you can't show that movie. You got to take that book out of libraries, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's some music. Like, some of their shit's a little bit rapey. Like, let's be serious. Is it? Oh, 100%.
Yeah, it's border. Let's call it borderline.
There's
border.
It's open for interpretation,
Yeah.
but there's some stuff that's just like,
Can be frowned upon.
well, I mean, Night of the Long Knives, I don't think is.
Spell that.
It's not rapey though. Like
Who the fuck knows what that's about?
Like they're, I don't know. It's they found the right way of doing it without it being rapey. Like it's all dirty shit, but it's not. but they're like it's like they do it in a good guy delivery somehow.
Yeah,
It's
there's
hard
a
to
lot of love
explain.
and passion in there. Passion, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe we shouldn't overanalyze the lyrics, but yeah, there's a lot of love songs, a lot of sex songs.
The song names are fucked.
They're fucked. I mean, I think it was Carlin that brought it up earlier. I Put the Finger on You probably wasn't originally titled.
I think
I'm just guessing.
I think Brian Johnson had a lot to do with the song names because they changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not as subtle.
They went
Bon
from
Scott
they
was
went from like subtly awkward to just
to
hey,
like
inject the
in my
venom?
mouth. Yeah.
okay, there you go.
So-
Is that song about a snake?
It's
Shoot to
unlikely.
thrill. What do you do for money, honey? Giving the
That's
dog
about a hooker.
bone. Let me put my love into you. Back in Black. Shook me all night long. Have a drink on me. Shake a leg. Yeah, okay. Some of it's. But anyway.
Shake a
Above the
legs.
board.
That riff.
Shake a leg.
Shake it.
Both tremendous albums, I think we can agree upon.
Yeah, this one's this is a little bit closer.
Is this closer for you?
Yeah.
Same.
Who should go first?
Not me.
I'll go first.
Go ahead, Cease.
I like For Those About to Rock, but
Really?
yeah,
Wow.
not.
Wow, that's
Wow.
interesting.
Yeah, I do. I like it. I like it a wee bit better.
Okay. That's
Mostly
a good call.
because Inject the Venom.
Inject the venom.
Let- Let's Get It Up. COD.
Okay.
And I fucking love the last song, Spellbound.
Spellbound.
You know what?
Spellbound's a great finisher.
Yeah.
They know how to finish an album. Spellbound, last
Night
song
Prowler.
of this album. Night Prowler.
Yeah, dude.
Rock and roll ain't noise pollution.
Yep.
Freaking Squealer.
Squealer.
Like that song.
Kicked
so
in the
offside.
teeth.
Is that the last song? See?
Yeah, it is.
That's
Kicked in the
another
teeth.
good final song.
Teeth again.
Oh,
And-
that's a good one.
And on the Jailbreak, is that an EP?
Yep.
Yeah.
Baby Please Don't Go doesn't count because it's a cover, but Soul Stripper.
Oh, Soul Stripper's
yeah.
That's
I
outstanding.
forgot that was last.
Anyways,
Yeah.
they end an album just right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That's
Huh.
great analysis. I never thought of that.
Well,
And they know which song to pick to finish her off, tie a bow on it.
shall I go next? Should we continue in the same order? Is that cool?
You do whatever the fuck you want. You're in charge.
I'm going Back in Black.
Okay.
I know that's the easy one because it's their highest selling, but I find a little less filler on that one. It's just tremendous front to back. Unbelievable album. As I said, I'm probably a little biased because that's the first song I heard.
Mm-hmm.
But Back in Black, while it's been played 50 billion times in the world, it's still a great song. I listened to it on the way here. It's
There's
still
no bad
amazing.
choices. There's no bad
choice.
choices.
So I'm going to stick with Back in Black as Johnson, who was under tremendous pressure, comes out with that song as an ode to Bon Scott.
Which song is that?
Back in Black.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
They,
it's about him.
Oh. And he never met the man.
Yeah, he didn't know.
What a nice
They
guy.
recorded that in the Bahamas.
That's
And
right.
Bahamas,
he was trying to sing it in his he was in his shorts and the Hawaiian shirt and shit. And he wasn't cutting it.
Yeah.
So he went back to the hotel, put on the fucking jeans and the black tee, and then he sang
ripped
and got it done the way he did it.
Nice.
I'm like Brian Johnson, man.
Yeah.
You are. You're exactly. You guys are dressed like
Jeans and
Brian
black
Johnson.
tee, too. Fuck, you got a black t-shirt on.
Fuck, we're all dressed.
Under your
Dress
Lululemon.
Fuck you.
The Reds. Yeah, the Reds roller.
Yeah. Wow, that's unbelievable. Yes, we're all wearing blue jeans and black
Huffman's
t-shirts.
wearing the Rads roller hockey.
Yeah.
Professional
that what it is?
roller
I
hockey
thought-
team.
Oh, yeah, nice.
That's unbelievable.
Did anyone ever
man.
see a Rads game?
No.
I did. I went to
Is
one.
it deadly?
It was awful.
Well, they
I
get out of
didn't.
each
I didn't
other's
like
way.
it, but I was overserved at that too.
Right, Huff, what's your vote there?
For me, I take umbrage
Umbrage, in fact.
with what you said. Your statement was Back in Black has a little less filler
Yeah.
than For Those About to Rock.
I did say that.
If I may correct you,
Okay.
there is no filler on Back in Black. It's a fucking to steal Klute's term. It's a perfect album.
It is.
You know, and it's funny because okay, so You Shook Me All Night Long is on that album, which is a mega hit, and you hear it everywhere, and we're probably all sick of it.
Yeah.
You know, at the time, it was a great tune. It's still a great tune. I'm just, if I never heard it again, it wouldn't bug
I wouldn't
me.
care.
I feel
But-
similar, but every time I hear it, I fucking love it.
You know what it's funny you say that, because that was what I thought. And then because I started listening to these and as full albums, we're doing an analysis here. We're talking about full albums. When I hear it in the context of the album, it doesn't bug me.
It sounds right at home, right?
It's unbelievable. And you're listening to the album and it sounds great. If I'm driving in the car and you're listening to the radio and it comes on, you're like, fuck. But I think that might change my mind now. But that, when you go, there's a couple of songs on For Those About to Rock that I could take or leave. I find Bang for Your Buck, riff for riff, Back in Black is spectacular. And I know it's the easy choice because it's the most popular and it's sold the most whatever. But I don't know, there's 3 or 4 songs on there at least that have these driving riffs that I can't get enough of. So I got to stick with Back in Black.
Hey,
No bad choices, man.
I agree with what you say, though. Every song is consistently good on that album. My choice for Those About to Rock is just my favorite songs are on that, but they have a lower end. Some of the songs aren't quite as they are. What am I trying to say? Higher highs, lower lows on that album for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Back in
that's
Black's
fair.
more consistent.
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%.
That opening, you know, again, when you go back to Hell's Bells, like the way that the album opens, it's got the bells, it's kind of eerie, and when the guitar comes in, great, like it from start to finish. It's a well put together album, and it's a well produced album.
Magic.
It really is. There's a reason I think why it's super popular.
The beauty of For Those About to Rock is the first song is usually the last song. The first song on that album is the last song they play in every concert.
Yes.
Oh, good
Yeah,
point.
that's right.
True that.
Yeah, 'cause- yeah.
Good point. I saw them in
Unbelievable.
I saw them when I was in like grade 11.
And the
Concerts used to be louder. Those fucking cannons, my ears are still ringing like 20 some years later. It's fucking crazy.
And the outro to that song, awesome. After they fire the cannons, like that's the way you close a show. Like that, that's a good point.
They go
Mauro.
up tempo, bang it.
Yeah.
And then Spellbound, they close the album out with absolutely mind-melting riffs.
Well,
Spellbound's awesome.
We better hear.
Spellbound is good.
I think we better hear your pick then. Mauro.
So here's the thing. I agree with Huff. For Those About to Rock, for me, like there's probably six songs on that album that are incredible. There's a couple that I could give her, maybe I like them. I don't know. I don't know if I don't love them. Back in Black, start to finish, I love it, even though there's some filler.
Umbrage.
Tough one for me. I'll pick Back in Black because it's a solid album, start to finish.
Wow. It is.
For Those About to Rock, to me, has some songs that, if you took the 2 albums, you took back 8 songs from Back in Black and 4 or 5 from For Those About to Rock, would be the best rock album ever.
Evil Walks. Is so good.
And For Those About to Rock is way heavier. It's got some guitar riffs that I just think are, but I can't sit here and say that it's a better album, start to finish. It's just not.
Okay.
It's close. It's close.
I wish we could play some. Some of the riffs and stuff, because it would be interesting, because when you look at it,
we'd be canceled.
We
can
would
read the lyrics.
And given the
we
dog
can't
a
play
bone, gives Back in Black for me just one extra point.
Yeah.
there's
I like how I like how Cecil put it, actually, with the higher highs and lower lows. I think that I'd like that better than me saying there was filler. I don't think there's filler, but there is lower lows on that for me.
I could take songs. The way I looked at it, I could remove songs from For Those About to Rock.
Maybe one or two.
Yeah,
maybe
two, maybe even three, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't take anything off of Back in Black. I mean, if I had to take off, Shook Me All Night Long.
Yeah.
Sure, but I think again in the context of the album, I think it's a great song. Anyway.
Awesome. Oh, I feel like we should be smoking now. That was tremendous.
Yeah, I need a visor.
that was tough.
That was tough.
It's tough to pick.
Well, this one now it gets tough for me.
Oh, so let's summarize. We've got
Power Age
against Back in Black. Whew. This is tough. I wish there was more footage available on YouTube of Bon Scott playing. There's a bit, of course, but
Yeah,
there's just so much of Back in Black tour, and for those about to rock, there's a lot.
I
from
love
that
their
time.
videos. It's just them on stage.
Yeah.
Back in Black. Same, like Hell's Bells and Back in Black are the same video.
Yeah,
There's no
Yeah.
video. It's just them. The same. Probably they did it back to back.
I will say
Probably.
this about the two singers I noticed too, because I hadn't seen a lot of Bon Scott footage, to be honest. And Brian Johnson does a good job. Like he sounds like he does on the album. But Angus is the show, right?
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I find the older AC/DC concerts, Bon Scott was right there with Angus as the show. He was a more energetic frontman, and he had a lot of presence.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So I'd say it was kind of split between it. It was crazy.
That's what I think that comes across in the way that he sings the music, right? Like I think he's a performer. I think it comes across more as I don't want to say like he's playing a part or has a character, but he's more.
They used to have chicken fights on stage. They opened on the Power Age tour. They opened for Cheap Trick. That was their favorite band that they opened for. They got along best with Cheap Trick.
Really?
And they their move was what was it? Bon Scott would carry Angus around on his shoulders. That was like Angus Moon in the crowd. That was like a constant thing.
Right.
And then what's the Cheap Trick guitar? Rick Nielsen or something?
Yeah.
Anyways, he loved it. And they're the only band that so AC/DC opened for Cheap Trick, but Cheap Trick would invite him up on stage for the encores, and they'd fucking play together for the last half hour. And then they ended up having chicken fights. Rick Nielsen riding on the shoulders, fucking Angus Young riding on the other guy's shoulders, and they fucking did it all the time.
No shit.
Amazing.
So, anyways, Bon Scott's a little more of a performer.
And he was having a good time like all the time, right? Like he looked like he was just living large,
JD, man.
right?
Jack Daniels.
No off nights.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I didn't know that. You're like fucking Ceasopedia here. It's unbelievable.
Moral, what were you gonna say?
I wasn't going to say anything.
Oh, you're looking at me like you're gonna say something amazing.
Nope.
Way to under-deliver.
Well, are we just gonna fuck?
Oh, my sound pad's fucked.
Should we?
Oh, on the blank.
Is this thing even recording?
Fill in the blank. That sounds like an AC/DC song.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah.
I think. Are we still recording?
I thought the board ran itself.
What do you mean are we still recording? Of course we are.
Oh, I
Oh,
thought
okay.
things were going sideways.
That's what I thought too.
No, things are great.
Before we vote, why don't we mention a few other AC/DC albums that we really like that could have been arguably part of this vote? Like I think their last album they did was
Power Up?
was quite strong. I was surprised at how good it was.
Excellent album.
I have that on vinyl
Yeah.
too. Which
Through the mist of time.
I was shocked at like how old they are and how under the circumstances you described. You know?
Flick of the switch.
Oh yes.
Flick of
I
the switch. I
Fucking.
got it on. I was playing it on vinyl before you got here.
fucking love that album. I love that album. I might like that album more than For Those About to Rock, to be honest.
Well, yeah,
And
possibly.
the song was mentioned before, but if I had to pick one AC/DC song as my favorite, it's Jailbreak. That is just
good.
Jailbreak is
fucking tremendous song.
And if I may,
Yes.
because Cease and I, this was in 2000. A lot of stiff upper lip.
Camping.
Okay. The stiff upper lip album, when it came out, it's actually, I mean, I haven't listened to it in a long time.
Unbelievable.
Like it's really good.
Unbelievable.
I'm going to
really
revisit that. I'm going to revisit.
Yeah.
Probably one of the more underrated ones.
I think
I'll let you know if I have umbrage or not.
I really enjoy that. I don't know Rock or Bust. I didn't listen to Black Ice.
Black Ice isn't bad at all, actually. It's pretty decent.
Their worst album, I think, is Who Made Who.
Great fucking movie, though. Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah.
When did that come out?
84.
Was it that
86. That was a good guess, though. I was like, if you fucking got
I have
that.
no idea.
I was like, so I love the confidence, though. 84.
So we got Back in Black against Powerage. Not what I thought would. I thought it'd be Back in Black against Highway to Hell.
Yeah.
If I may submit,
Please.
we're talking about some of the song names.
We're taking late submissions.
From Fly on the Wall, I forgot that. There's this. They have a song. They just called it "Playing with Girls." Like that's that's amazing. I don't know what the lyrics are. I'm not familiar with.
Have you seen the video for Sink the Pink?
No, but
They're playing
about
pool.
snooker.
Yeah.
They're playing
They're just
Playing snooker.
I don't think back in the day I maybe thought that, but I don't think it's about billiards.
I don't think it is about billiards. No, I think you're right. And maybe we'll get into some of that in part 2
Deep cuts.
as we part 2 we're thinking that we're gonna do
Back to favorite album. Let There Be Rock. Probably my favorite album. Carry On.
Let There Be Rock, eh?
Oh yeah.
That's a
Probably
tremendous-
numero uno for me.
Really, it's a good choice.
Okay.
Okay,
So what are we doing now?
I think we're voting.
We're doing Power Age.
Power Age versus Back in Black. And I think you have to let those singers' body of work influence that decision outside of that
It's a
album.
very tough one. It's very unique.
Holy fuck. We should vote to see who goes first. Just kidding. Let's all just make sure we have our thoughts here. Who hasn't gone? Let's see. Hoffman's going to be first this time. We're putting him on the
Back in Black. I'm going Back in Black.
Black, just like that. Fucking absolutely solid decision.
And I love Power Age, but I've rekindled my love for Back in Black. If you would have asked me this before, if you would just give me the 4 albums, I might have picked Power Age.
Uh-huh.
But now that I've listened to these albums probably 4 or 5 times over the last couple of weeks, it's Back in Black.
All
for
right.
me.
It's a good choice. It's a good choice.
Fucking
Morrow?
magical album.
I'm going to go Powerage.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Only because,
You're a
like I
dick.
said, it's my favorite album.
Okay.
Well, that's good reasoning. I like that.
And
Sound.
I
You
would
can't argue that.
I'll tell you, there's no better riff than Giving the Dog a Bone on Back in Black. Bar none. But
Not enough to carry it over the
not
top.
tough to carry it.
Okay.
All right. Cease.
Desert Island, I go.
Desert Island, eh?
Power Age. What's Next to the Moon? Maybe one of the greatest songs ever made.
Yep.
Yeah, that is solid.
Gone Shooting too. That's pretty.
I love Gone Shooting.
But every song on there is, I love.
Yeah. Yeah, it's absolutely unbelievable. I wrote down a few. Sin City, I totally forgotten about on that album.
I love Sin City.
So here, I'm either going to tie this shit up or I'm going to take Power Age over the top. Can we break ties?
Oh, yeah.
We do have a tiebreaker if
We have a tie-breaking mechanism that we haven't actually done
Which
yet.
I don't know if we can
This
trust
is
it.
going to be a
I don't know if we can
sketchy
trust it.
fucking mechanism. Are we calling it a mechanism? I don't think
Only-
it's a mechanism.
But it's totally up to you.
It is. See, I really want to see how hard we fall on our face if this tiebreaker doesn't work. But I got to go with Power Age because I do like Bon Scott better. And I think he's incredible. I thought I was going Back in Black
Holy
until
fuck.
today. I thought it was going to be easy for
We've got an upset.
I
Power
did not
Age.
see that coming.
We've got an upset.
Unbelievable.
Keith Richards, Don't Lie.
Keith Richards.
This is a fucking outrage.
That's
This is a Power Age.
I did not expect that.
I didn't expect that either.
Same.
I saw your guys' eyes
Okay.
get big. What?
The reigning champion of the what is it called again?
It's the face. Oh, no, it's not a face stuff. You had a really
Frontman
good
Faceoff.
Frontman Faceoff. I thought it was the
Singer Smackdown.
The Singer Smackdown. That's what it was. Dude, that's an unbelievable result.
Should we call B-Matt? Should we call Brady?
I think.
See what he
what?
came up with? He was the tiebreaker.
Oh yeah, just so
Should
he
we call
tries
him?
someone
I think
on the
that's a
phone.
great idea.
Just
There's zero chance this is going to work.
Oh, it's going to work. It's going to be great.
He's asleep on the couch. What time is it?
Oh, dude, it's early.
there we go.
Is this actually going to work?
10 o'clock.
Hey, Dix, what's going on?
What are you doing? You sitting on the couch?
I'm just sitting in the living room here. Yeah, just kind of chilling out after hockey. What are you guys up to?
You're on the crapper.
Yeah, I'm on the crowd.
Yeah,
Always
I
on
can
the
hear
crowd.
the echo.
You can hear the echo. He's taking this in the water closet.
This is where I hide. I was at hockey. I had to take a shit, and I felt like I was playing bingo in my underpants here. I had to get home quick.
So you were our tiebreaker, but we didn't have a tie.
Yeah, I heard that. How'd the votes go?
Well, we're more curious about what you thought because I gave you the 4 albums, right?
Yes, you
Well,
did.
give him the final 2.
Yeah. I want to hear his
What?
answer for the
No,
final
I want to hear what you what you went through on the Bon Scott side. Power Age
Yeah.
versus Highway to Hell. What'd you have?
I'd go Power Age for sure. This is when they were young and just giving her, and it was raw, and I loved it. You know, Highway to Hell was great. Both 2 good albums, but I would go with the earlier one, the 78 one.
Okay.
Wow, that's a solid pick.
Interesting.
Good pick.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah. And then with Brian, I definitely go with Back in Black for sure.
That's what we had.
We had the same thing.
Did we?
Yeah. Back in Black versus Power Age for the championship.
Yeah. And now this is a tough one. Which way I'd be leaning? Because I'm a Bon Scott fan, so I would definitely go with the 1978 with the Power Age.
Unbelievable.
Oh!
Dude, unbelievable. That's what we came up with.
Did ya?
Came up with.
I was the only one that picked Back in Black.
Really?
Yep. Yeah.
I'm a lone dog.
This is an upset, isn't it? This is an absolute upset.
So we had 4 votes then, if we count them all. 4 votes for Power Age and just 1 for Back in Black. It was an absolute fucking drubbing.
So then we were talking about some outliers. Like you have albums outside of those 4, obviously, that you may or may not like better. Like, what do you think? Like,
Oh, that's a good question, actually. Power Up. I loved. I used to listen to that when I was snowboarding a lot.
Yeah.
Just because it was faster.
Yeah.
And Dirty Deeds. Like you can't go wrong with that. That was even earlier, 76. I think it was 76.
yeah.
We should call Brady all the time.
We should.
It's a fountain of knowledge and wisdom. Well,
I'm
he's
always,
taking a
I'm
dump.
always, like I said, when I was snowboarding, I was always listening to AC/DC to get pumped up before competitions and stuff like that, and it was a go-to, and it was just easy, fast, got you pumped up. The earlier days is when they were a little bit more gritty, a little bit more raw, and that would be my picks.
That's a tremendous answer.
Yeah.
Tremendous.
He's
Let's
like-
give him a
Agree,
clap.
man.
You're the 5th Beatle.
Can we give Brady a clap? That's
Yeah.
great stuff right
Golf claps all around, boys.
there.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Brady.
How's your knee?
Knee's feeling good. My third knee's not so good right now.
What do you play in hockey? Are you like a rugged D-man or a grinding winger? Like what's your game?
You know what? I'm just out there to pass the puck and not get in trouble.
Oh, we got Adam Oates.
Yeah, I don't know if I have the moves that much anymore, but I'm out there grinding with the boys, and even Morrill sits back and shakes his head every single time. He's like, "What are you doing out there playing hockey, dirt biking, and snowboarding?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm coming on 50, and mentality-wise, I'm 22."
Yeah, you're stupid.
Just living large. That's all he's doing. He's like Bon Scott. He's living every day to the fullest.
Yeah, even Morrill knows. He's like, "What did you hurt this time?" I'm like, "Actually, haven't been to the hospital in a while."
Do you still have the handicap sign in your truck?
Still got her. I'm still rocking that thing. Remember the story about pulling up to Walmart with 3 dirt bikes in the back of a monster, as you guys called it?
But you're fine.
Yeah. And
Why do you
then
still have it in there?
Yeah, I get out of the truck and there's some little 7-year-old girl whispering to her mom, going, "He's a liar." Look at him.
He's still rocking, eh? That's amazing. Good job.
All right, brother. Thanks for your
Gentlemen,
time.
it was a pleasure. Good luck with the rest of the show. If you guys need anything else, just give me a call.
Awesome. Thanks,
Thanks,
Brady.
bro.
You're on speed dial.
555 chat. It's $2 a minute.
Take it easy.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Yep.
Dude, that
There you have
that
it.
sounded like it actually worked.
Well,
was incredible.
it's either that or when we actually, put this thing online, it's just going to be a bunch of.
What have we been doing for 4 months?
Imagine if it's just us talking. You can't hear
Our
any of his
production budget
response.
went through the fucking
That was
roof.
ridiculous that he picked those. Yeah. To be honest, like you had no idea.
No, you didn't talk to him about it. I know you told
I
me that
sent
you
him the
listed the
albums.
Yeah, that was it.
That's all I did.
Well, what are you going to do? Power Age. Absolute upset.
Power Age.
Go home and listen to it, everyone.
Got to listen to it.
Pull over right now.
You got-
Find it.
Yeah. Hey, Google, play the album Power Age
And turn it up to 11.
and turn it to 11.
Well, I think that might be it, boy. That was. I definitely need to smoke now.
I don't know,
even
unless
smoke.
unless anybody has anything to add. I think that's as good as it
No,
gets.
gotta piss.
All right.
And,
So what are we gonna do next?
well, I think next we were talking about we're going to do AC/DC deep cuts.
cuts.
We're going to go back, I think, to the algorithm. We're still working out the kinks, but we are going to come up with a top 10 or a top 20 list of AC/DC deep cuts. So basically, what will exclude a song is anything that was released as a single, and I've got a list. There's like fucking 30 of them or 35 of them.
Yeah, it's huge.
Something like that. So anyway, you shook me all night long. You're Back in Black. Any of that stuff doesn't count. So we're gonna go with the deep cuts. So you might hear some, some gun shooting or whatever else we talked about tonight. Evil Walks, any of that shit. So I think that's what we're doing next. No,
Yeah.
is that right?
I'm in.
I think so.
Let's do it.
I don't know.
ACDC deep cuts.
We can
If-
do
all right.
whatever we want. It's our
Remember-
broadcast.
Send us an email.
Wait, oh, here we go.
Check us out on
Wait,
Instagram and all that shit, right?
Yeah. You can send us your deep cuts, picks and sticks podcast at gmail.com. Tell your friends and neighbors. Who knows? Maybe we'll call. Send your phone number. We'll dial you up while we're talking. We'll bring you and Brady and everybody else in. So that's it. Again, sorry it took us so long to get back out into the world, but here we are. I hope you enjoyed it. We hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for listening. And until next time, see ya! See ya!
I'm hearing things. Oh.
You're trying to derail me.
I was hearing things. It was freaking me out.
It was